Prime Minister Narendra Modi has underlined the need to facilitate a vibrant ecosystem for alternate dispute resolution, including arbitration, mediation and conciliation. Addressing the valedictory session of a 3-day arbitration conference in New Delhi, the Prime Minister said major amendments have been made to Arbitration and Conciliation Act for easy, timely and hassle-free arbitration system. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit Mahoba in Uttar Pradesh tomorrow. The PM is likely to launch Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Prime Minister will also visit his parliamentary constituency Varanasi and lay the foundation stone for the Urja Ganga project, which is aimed at providing piped natural gas to all households in the city. President Pranab Mukherjee today said it was essential for India to have a modern healthcare system for all its citizens to enable it to occupy its rightful place in the world, and merely having high GDP figures is not enough. The President inaugurated the Sardar Patel Heart Institute at Ankleshwar in Gujarat. He also unveiled the statue of Sardar Patel, situated at the institute's premises. Union Information and Broadcasting Minister Venkaiah Naidu has said that the Indian economy is progressing rapidly despite global slowdown. Speaking at the Global Investor Summit in Indore, Naidu reiterated that the country is moving on the path of progress due to the development mantra of Prime Minister Modi. Ruling Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh appeared to be headed for a split as Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav and his party supremo and father Mulayam Singh were engaged in an open face-off, sacking each other's loyalists Shivpal Yadav and Ram Gopal Yadav. While Akhilesh sacked Shivpal, his uncle and party state unit chief, along with 3 other ministers from his cabinet, his father hit back by dismissing Ram Gopal from the party for 6 years. The BJP today demanded that Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav prove his majority in the assembly or resign, labelling the party as a sinking ship which has failed on every front. UP BJP Chief Keshav Prasad Maurya said Governor Ram Naik should ask Akhilesh to prove his majority on the floor of the assembly, and till he does so, he should not take any policy decision. Oil Minister Dharmendra Pradhan today nudged the states to agree on bringing all petroleum products under the Goods and Services Tax regime. Speaking at the Global Investors Meet at Indore, he said petroleum is currently under state list for the purpose of taxation under GST. According to the GST Constitutional Amendment Bill, petroleum products like LPG, kerosene and naphtha would also attract GST. External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj has said that the government is planning to further relax the visa regime shortly to attract more tourists and businesses to the country. The minister was speaking at the valedictory session of the Global Investors Meet at Indore. She said visa was one of the areas of concern for foreigners and Indians living abroad. Hillary Clinton has managed a whopping 12 percentage point lead over rival Donald Trump in the US presidential race just weeks ahead of Election Day, according to a new poll which said that support for the Democratic nominee has touched 50% for the first time. ABC News Washington Post poll said it was the highest for Clinton and the lowest for Trump since their campaigns began. Heavy clashes erupted between regime and rebel forces in Syria's divided city of Aleppo after a humanitarian ceasefire announced by government ally Russia expired before the UN could evacuate wounded civilians from rebel-held areas. Moscow had extended the unilateral humanitarian pause into a third day until 1600 GMT Saturday, but announced no further renewal, as fierce fighting broke out in several areas along the front line divided the city. The UN Special Envoy for Yemen urged the warring parties in the Arab country to extend a temporary ceasefire for at least another renewable 72 hours. The current 72-hour truce expired yesterday. There was no immediate word on whether the combatants would agree to extend the ceasefire. The US-led coalition has denied carrying out an airstrike that killed 15 women at a Shiite place of worship in northern Iraq this week. Russia pointed an accusatory finger at the coalition a day after Friday's incident in which local officials said women at a shrine in the town of Dakuk were killed by an airstrike. In Japan, 2 apparent explosions hit the city of Utsunomiya back-to-back today, killing 1 person and injuring 3 others in what the police are viewing as a possible suicide. Japanese media reports suggest that the victim, believed to be a 72-year-old former military officer, may have set his house on fire, blown up his car in a public parking lot, and then blown himself up at a nearby park. Top-ranked India had to dig deep into their reserves to eke out a 3-2 victory over arch rivals and defending champions Pakistan in a preliminary league match of the 4th Asian Championships Trophy Hockey at Kuantan in Malaysia. Grandmaster and Commonwealth champion Abhijit Gupta created history at the Hugeveen International Chess Tournament by becoming the first player ever to win the title twice in a row in the FIDE Open that concluded at the Dutch Hamlet. It was an Indian sweep as the 3rd and 4th places were also bagged by JMR Lalit Babu and GM M. Shyam Sundar respectively.